The feature we're talking about this week is called damage cases. Now, this is a more advanced feature within Service Autopilot. So if you're newer to the system, you will want to go back and study to-do types, as well as have a basic working knowledge of the mobile system before you start moving into this specific feature. So what are damage cases? Damage cases are a specific to-do type that are related to when property is damaged when you're visiting a customer's home or servicing their property. So a couple of examples would be, let's say that you're a lawn care company and a sprinkler head gets broken, or maybe you're a cleaning company or a pest control company and you're working in the house and you accidentally knock over a vase and that's broken. Damage cases are a way for the crew or the individual technician to log that that event happened. And it goes into a special place inside of Service Autopilot where you can report on it and then follow up with the customer. So let's take a look at the system and see how to get it set up, and then we'll look at the mobile application as well and talk about how to implement it from the field. So from here, from my home page, I'll go to my CRM settings. And like I said before, damage cases are a specific to-do type, so anything related to them will be found in to-do menus. So we're going to select the to-do and call type option here. And I've already got one in my system, but I'm going to create another one just to show you how it's done. So from here, I'm going to add a type, and we'll call this damaged property. And we want this to display on the to-do list. Now the system type, don't worry too much about this. Just set this to account issue. And we'll also leave the wiki page blank for now. Now the box that you definitely want to check here is the is damaged box. This tells the system that this to-do type is a damage case type. So we'll click save, and now our type is added. So let's transition over to the mobile system and show you how a technician or a crew leader would log damage. Okay, so we took a look inside of the system and figured out how to create a to-do type that's a damage case. So now we're going to look inside of the mobile application, and I'll show you what the crew leaders and the technicians need to do from their end to actually log the damage. So we're taking a look here at my schedule, and I've got a job for David Smith for a basic install job. So I'll click into David's name, and we'll just start our job like we would any normal job. Okay, so from here, let's say that we break something. So maybe if we're an outdoor service, we accidentally break a sprinkler head. If we're an indoor service, like cleaning or pest control, something like that, then maybe we accidentally broke a vase or something like that. So we'll just take the vase example. I'll scroll down, and underneath the actual service of install, I've got an option that says options. I'll click it, and it gives me various menu items. I'll select add damage case and plug in the details here. So here I will say broken vase. I'll set my type. Now this will only show them damage case to-do types. So more than likely, you're going to only have one of these inside of your system. I've got a handful because it's a demo account and I demonstrate this frequently, but don't worry about them having so many options to choose from. You'll probably just have one. So I'll select damaged property and save. So now I'll choose who the item was damaged by. I'll select myself. I'll choose the date, and I can go back and record previous damage if I want to, or I can just select my date here. Okay, so now I will skip over time. I won't put that in. The cost, I won't put that in either. More than likely, you're going to manage that from your end. Now, if it is a situation where you're in the field and you're evaluating something that was broken and you're having a conversation there, then perhaps you will want to go ahead and log the cost of that damage. But if this is a technician or a crew leader, they'll probably just leave that up to you. So we'll leave all of that blank, and now we can save our to-do. Okay, so it's created a to-do for me. Now let's go back into the main system, and I'll show you from an administrator or from a manager's perspective where you're going to see that information and what you can do with it. Okay, so back in the main system here, where I'm going to go is to my to-do list. So under our CRM menu, we can select To-Do List. What I'll want to do here is create a filter for my damage case to-do types. So I'll select Type and choose Damaged Property. So now when I apply this, I see a list of all of the open damage cases that I've got in my system. So I've got a broken vase at David Smith's house, as well as James Baldwin. Now, this is redundant because I repeated the same steps over and over again, but you would see all of your open damage cases here, and these at this point function like typical to-dos. So I can pull them up here, and I can see the details of who the item was broken by, the date and the time that it was broken. And then, like to-dos, I can do things like email the customer from here. I can track time in terms of how long it takes me to resolve this issue. I can print them off if we need to have a report of these somewhere as well. They function just like normal to-dos. But there is one other piece here, and that's the actual employee that broke the item. When a damage case is logged for a specific employee, that now goes on their employee record. And we can find that from our employee list. So I'll close my to-do, and under my scheduling section, I'll select employees, and I'll now pull up this employee here, who was the employee that broke that item. We'll scroll down a little bit, and now we see a tab labeled Damage Cases. So when I select this, I can quickly see all of my damage cases specifically related to this one employee. Now, there is functionality coming in the future revolving around creating employee scorecards and things like that, and allowing you to customize what makes an employee get a certain score and what will lower it, and damage cases will definitely play into that. At this point, it's simply a reporting tool. But for those of you that do work inside, you'll particularly use this probably more than people that work outside of the home. But either way, it's a great feature for you to start logging those inside of Service Autopilot so that you don't have to go scrambling looking for that information when the time is needed. Thanks for watching.